Hello, I'm Luis Duarte and this is my video for the integrated activity of Toefl. I'm from 10A and I choose the story Ele Cara Deloria. She was a Native American writer. He was from the Lakota Native Americans. Her parents were Lakota and her ancestors too. She knew their language that was Nakota and she also knew English because she learned it in her school. She was mostly recognized after her death because her books were published after her death. The most important books of her, like Iron Hawk, The Buffalo People, and Water Lily, were published after her death. She had an incredible ability representing the Native Americans because she was one of them. She knew their language and she knew their cultures, so she knew where to approach to get their stories and to get the real things that happened in their pasts. She proved that her intelligence after learning English and after passing normal school. She went to Ohio to finish her college and then went to Columbia University where she graduated. After being encouraged by their loved ones and the people that she knew, she started to talk to the Lakota people to get their stories, to get some stories of the past or personal stories that they had because she had the facility, because she knew the language. She heard what the people said to her. She wrote it in Nakota and then she passed it to English. She used that to make people know how Native Americans were, show the people their stories, show their legends and origins, and make people known about how they manage themselves. One of her most recognized texts is named the Dakota texts. This is a compound of 64 short stories from the Lakota people and from the Sioux Lakota. After that, she wrote longer and more complicated texts like the ones I already mentioned, like Ironhawk, the Buffalo People, the Sioux Captive, and the Prayer Dogs. But her most important and most recognized text was named Water Lily. This text was released 17 years after her death and was one that changed how people thought and how the Native Americans lived because it's a story about battles, about love, about how disease also affected them, and about death because you see death and love unite in that story. Thanks for your attention. I'm Luis Duarte and this was my video for the TOEFL integrated activity.